a sure sign that Richard and I have gotten old. Yes, we just played chess at a coffee shop.
Checkers!
Sorry, checkers at a coffee shop.
Chess is cool. Checkers is pretty fun too.
Welcome to Season 3 of Sailing Wind Gypsy. I'm glad you're here. This season's going to be different. Aw man, surgery. And Ginger can't get on and off the boat, so we bought a van. This season is all about the road trip, so please join us as we go cross country.
Got the outboard all wrapped up with our fancy plastic bag. Got the tarp on the front, or on the over the cockpit. Well, got the tarp over the companionway, and got one over the dinghy. She's all laced up, looks pretty. Lisa, video time. Ta-da! And there's Lisa.
10 by 12 for a boom tent is almost perfect.
Yeah, it should, with a little bit of snow here, it should run off nicely. And we left Ginger in the van over there because it's a little chillier today. So overall, the winterizing here in Virginia has gone pretty good.
Coming down here to see the replica Jamestown ships was the highlight of the trip to Jamestown. I can't say much for the museum. It's like they had a bunch of artifacts that they didn't know what to do with. So they just made a bunch of exhibits that didn't really tell a cohesive narrative at all. But looking at this little boat, it's like I could almost handle that. So it's November and we had the whole campsite to ourselves this weekend. Here is the bathhouse pavilion. They had blown the leaves off the little driveway and the tent pad over there. Nice fire pit, couple of picnic tables. Beautiful setting here in Arnold's Valley. Thought it was a little pricey for what you get, but it still is beautiful.
We always like to keep busy, so one of the things that we do is we go hiking. And here we are in the George Washington Jefferson National Forest and going past the old Camp Powhatan Boy Scout camp on our way up to the Devil's Marbles. This is going to be a hike.
Didn't know we were going to get to see a waterfall. Little babbling brook. And Lisa.
Another babbling brook. Blah, 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 blah.
Where it's like hiking and chasing the Energizer bunny. She just keeps going and going and going and going.
You gotta go up there.
This is definitely treacherous.
It doesn't look like it's natural, but it is.
Well, that just makes it exciting. That tree right there. That's why we did it. So here we have a pair of mountain goats. Okay.
3 of them, 4 of them.
Yeah. So why did we do this?
For this view. And to watch the mountain goats come down the trail. So yeah, here the mountain goats are. This is pretty awesome. Yeah. Falls, gets right back up. No broken bones.
We haven't broken anything yet.
This is not going to be us. It's really hard to get a perspective of this valley from about halfway up the scree field at the Devil's Marble Yard.
Now his friends are laughing at him and everybody's having fun. But if we had a fallen like that, they would have been calling to get us airlifted out of there.
Did you get a picture of the kid falling?
I think so. So yeah, I am pretty out of breath. There is, it looks like the top of the scree field and the path going to it gets a lot easier. But I think Richard would kill me if I kept going. So I'm gonna stop here. Richard didn't want to do this part, so I don't have a cameraman. So I'm gonna film myself coming down this slippery flat rock. This is that little stream the mountain goat kid was saying that he must have slid into. So here we go. $9 each of Natural Beauty. The infamous Natural Bridge in Natural Bridge, Virginia. There's Richard taking a picture of me taking a picture. So I know it used to be you could drive a car on this like road here. This wasn't a pedestrian pathway. It was actually an automobile road. And even then it was quite an attraction. Although I would have never imagined enough to support that giant hotel.
If I can make that hike yesterday, it shouldn't be a problem to do another one.
Yeah, when the Devil's Marbles are your standard for a day hike.
Makes everything easier.
So this is the Lost River, an underground river that starts where a surface creek falls down into a sinkhole about a mile away from the cliff here. And the Lost River then flows to join Cedar Creek at the waterfall, which we're going to next. And here we are at our destination. The waterfall, about a 1 mile walk with 1,000 stairs, but we made it in 20 minutes, strolling slowly. and stopping to look at all the attractions. Unlike yesterday at the Devil's Marbles, where it took us an hour and 15 minutes to cover 1 mile. So this is the old saltpeter mine here in Natural Bridge, Virginia. And Richard just said he could live in here if he were on Naked and Afraid. Naked and Afraid, Natural Bridge, Virginia. So this is the trailhead parking lot on Peters Creek Spur. I think it's Maury Trailhead, Maury Trail. I'm not sure, I don't remember. The trailhead is actually about 300 yards up the road here. And although it's marked as a road on the map, it is barred by the Forest Service with a barrier, so you really can't go much farther than this in a vehicle. So here is the beautiful harvest table with the beautiful cook and her family, and Chloe, who had to go change her shirt so that she would be more attractive at the table, blend in more. But I think she is going to eat with the tissue in her nose and the blue drink. Oh, judging the doneness of the crescent roll is Hunter Jr.
I know, but the problem is that they're probably done on the bottom.
That's why I said 30 more seconds.
Let's wait.
30 seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
30, 29, 28. And here we are. Yes! Oh. The perfect crescent rolls.
Oh no!
Don't! Not onto the floor. Sorry, start it again, Tessa. So we are going to Buc-ee's along with all of these other cars. It's up there on the hill. Our friend Rick said it was like the Walmart of truck stops. Literally, it is as big as a Walmart, and it has like, I don't know, maybe 50 gas stations. There are cars from all over the United States here. This is what malls used to be like the weekend after Thanksgiving. And here we are, the Mecca of Southern truck stops, Buc-ee's. You can get a Buc-ee's Christmas Santa outfit.
It was only $30. I'm sure
Oh,
I can
wait.
Santa suit anywhere else.
You can get a Grinch outfit. For people who are interested in some of the healthier options, here you got fruit and some salads. But yeah, this is behind the scene at the Meat Mecca. In itself, a tourist attraction. Here is the beef jerky bar. Yes, these are all different types and flavors. They will literally put the Buc-ee's logo on everything. You can get a Buc-ee's statue. You can get a Buc-ee's waffle maker. You can get a Buc-ee's Beaver neck support comfort pillow. Yeah, anything. They'll put their logo on it and sell it to ya. So here's our cart. So we did end up spending just under $100 on food and souvenirs at Buc-ee's. And I'm never using this bag for trash. It's an official Buc-ee's souvenir bag, so. If your dog decides to poopy, please bend down and do a scoopy. So surprisingly, the Buc-ee's parking lot is a really interesting place for dog watching. Looks like we have a German Shorthair. We have a sausage with legs, and over there we have a Great Dane. And here is a butt-clenching view. Oh, hang gliding. Okay, I have been having my eyes glued on the road just in case Richard didn't see anything. So it's making me really nervous to look at the phone.
It's okay, I can see the lines.
Film what's on the right-hand side here. But yeah, it is pretty spectacular. There's no place to pull over. Holy cow. And this is just the top of the ridge, and where it widens out enough, people have built this city. It's harrowing to get up here. It's frightening to drive around. Whoa, there's one of those houses perched on the cliff. Oh, lots of home sites here. Golly. I'm surprised there aren't homes lining the whole thing. Here's another house perched on the cliff. One house even had like its own private lake built up here.
They can't have much of a backyard.
No, no. Your backyard is air. We are in Georgia. And on our way to Cloudland Campground,
Yeah.
State Park.
Yep.
Okay, so I had said this is the ugliest campsite I have ever been in. It is all gravel and asphalt and very packed very close together, very little privacy, but it is very popular, and so this accommodates the most number of people who want to stay here. Because it is usually full up all summer. We're here in November, a little less busy, although they did say Thanksgiving Day, the sites were full.
We are at Cloudland State Park in Georgia. Say hi, Lisa.
Hi.
And looking out at the gorge is really, really spectacular. I wouldn't want to fall down there. But, you know, I'm not going to go past the barrier. At my age, I don't go past barriers anymore. And you can see way off in the sun, in the distance there, the sun in the valley from where we drove across the ridge at the top. Cut to here.
Right.
Cut to here. You can see over here the sun in the valley that was to our right as we drove along the top of the ridge. Yeah, they do scenery right here in Georgia. They do it just fine.
If I were an internet influencer, I would stand here in my underwear.
Woo woo! And way up there. That's where we got to walk back to. After walking down 289,000 steps, we are at Hemlock Falls.
We're taking the elevator up.
Oh, there's an elevator? All of a sudden, the 40 some odd dollars for the camp fee sounds like a good plan.
Pillar.
Lisa's disappointed because you're not allowed to wade, climb, swim. She wanted to go wading. Oops. We left this beautiful canyon in Georgia to go back to Tennessee to see the beautiful Ruby Falls. Unfortunately, that treacherous, scary drive
was all in fog on the way back.
Yeah, we're going about 30 on Lookout Mountain Parkway. The views are spectacular when there is a view. And here we are on the glass-fronted elevator. Here's our elevator operator.
Was discovered by a stroke of luck when one man followed a big dream. Your adventure begins as we descend 260 feet into an underground cavern deep inside Lookout Mountain.
I remember when your stairs exit the elevator.
We are in the honored position of the caboose, making sure that no one falls behind or that everybody is keeping up with the tour. And here's in case the rocks catch fire. So it is interesting that this section of the cave is perfect normal person height. Some people like Jimmy would have to crawl. Okay, so tickets here are like almost 30 with tax, over $30 a person. Richard was saying this has got to be a gold mine, not a cave. So they blasted out this part, cut out this part below this level right here. Otherwise we'd be walking up here on this ridge. Okay. Oh, did you hit your head? Okay, watch out for this overhanging rock. If you're gawking at this really pretty amazing, shiny formation. Oh, here's if you have trash. Richard said it's like being in a dinosaur's gut. I thought it was really interesting. The largest known underground waterfall is 1,300 feet, and it's in, I think, Slovakia, but it is not open to the public. This is the largest underground waterfall open to the public at about 100 and, what is it, 135 feet, Richard?
145.
145 feet.
The top is a crystal chandelier.
Watch your head.
And another watch your head spot. I generally do not have to watch my head. This way. And this is clearly an artificially formed tunnel. As you can tell by its regularity and the freshness of the rock face and a drilling hole. So again, here is the looking back view of the tunnel that was cut to access the rest of the cave. And here, obviously this was the floor of the cave. Floor of the cave here, and then from my hips down, looks like it was blasted out or chiseled out here. Again, the floor of the cave, chest level. And here you have enough room to stand.
That's where all these crystals come from.
And maybe get around this giant rock formation.
Here we have it, folks, the unbelievably beautiful Ruby Falls. I'd say it's incomparable, but Niagara Falls was more impressive. But of all of the falls that we have seen, Ruby Falls is absolutely one of the top 4, and I would have to say that the people here really know what they're doing when they make a nice show out of the lights. Thanks for watching Season 3. Please click like, subscribe, and maybe leave a comment. We'll get back to you.